Dad suddenly interrupted Yi Zhanglan, shouting, "Welcome to my stand-up." Then she hurried back to perform, and after Yi Zhanglan hurried back to class, but saw no Xiaoyu. Instead, two punks were rummaging. Seeing her, they tossed her a piece of gum. She thought, what a delightful group. Then Yi Zhanglan asked about the girl, and they stared at each other blankly. The friend's response left her stunned. "A girl? Ooh. This dance is just me stealing the spotlight. I'm the only dancer here." Yi Zhanglan mused, reminiscing about her moments with Xiaoyu, feeling melancholy. A bunch of bullies came rushing in, ready to settle scores and snatch a limelight, while she reminisced fondly about dancing with Xiaoyu. Yi Zhanglan just couldn't believe it. Was Xiaoyu really just a wisp in the breeze? Others seemed to validate her non-existence too. She recalled the dances and, mocked by a girl, realizing it was her solo dance. Asked Xiaoyu's name, she glanced back tenderly, finding no one there. She began to doubt. Did the teacher really overlook Xiaoyu? That note had to contain her name. Or was it simply because Xiaoyu's seat was out of service? In this scenario, Yi Zhanglan felt increasingly perplexed. Quietly dozing in Xiaoyu's seat, suddenly a pencil appeared on the table, scratching out sketches like it was in a race. She wanted to write her feelings for Xiaoyu, but the pencil was nearly dry, barely doodling a heart. With silence falling, Yi Zhanglan dashed to Xiaoyu's home. This time, her aunt welcomed him in instead of slamming the door. Anne instructed her to keep it down. How amusing. Was Xiaoyu throwing a party in there? Pushing the door open, decorations inside looked like they had aged a century, and suddenly Yi Zhanglan realized everything. Xiaoyu had already left the stage. A painting on the table sent her memories whirling. She reached for it, but Auntie stopped her. Aunt said, best not to touch Xiaoyu's things. But when she saw the picture in her hand, depicting a goofy boy, Aunt's eyes dimmed a little more. Aunt handed Yi Zhanglan a photo, revealing that 20 years ago, Dad was Xiaoyu's music teacher. What a crazy coincidence. Xiaoyu from 20 years ago, wasn't she the top student? It was unbelievable to say the least. But her fatal flaw was that she easily got lost in her thoughts. However, her thoughts ran wild, so she shared her time travel tale with the teacher. "Did you know I traveled to the future?" Xiaoyu excitedly brought it up. It turned out she found a mysterious score in the ancient piano room, saying, "Embark with notes." Fate sealed instantly. How poetic. It sounded magical, but Xiaoyu's curiosity pushed her to explore this journey. Following the score, the pace picked up, and everything around her shifted rapidly, and in an instant, she travelled 20 years into the future. Just as she planned to hide the score on the shelf, Yi Zhanglan happened to prepare to step in. Yi Zhanglan was the first she saw, so only she could see her like a horror movie. Unexpectedly, Yi Zhanglan became her close friend. Fate's tricks were indeed whimsical. However, whenever they met, a piano cover always stole the show. Xiaoyu sadly annotated, "This time-traveling romance is strictly for the movies." So Xiaoyu handed the score to the teacher for safekeeping. Secrets needed a good hiding spot. To help Xiaoyu, the teacher shared the secret with the class monitor, hoping they could look after her. Unexpectedly, the monitor immediately blabbed about Xiaoyu's situation, making it feel like the grand opening of a show. As a result, Xiaoyu faced ridicule from classmates, feeling like her heart was being sliced. What's so great about good grades anyway? She's just a neurotic. But her defenses crumbled completely. After that, Xiaoyu chose to drop out, locking herself in her room, replaying the tunes she had played with Yi Zhanglan. She told her mother about her time travel, but her mom was just like everyone else, thinking it was a mental issue. To prove Yi Zhanglan's existence, Xiaoyu even sketched her. This masterpiece, titled "The Only One in My Heart," was simply stunning. On graduation day, the teacher specially sought out Xiaoyu, hoping she'd join the group photo. Realizing it was the date they'd agreed on, Xiaoyu decided to show up. Those nasty insults and curses still swirled around her like a bad soundtrack. Xiaoyu, feeling downcast, could only drag her weary body to frantically play that tune. Suddenly, she jumped through time to 20 years later, stepping into the doorway like a star at the opening. There, she spotted Yi Zhanglan sitting on stage, the center of attention. When Yi Zhanglan dashed towards her, Xiaoyu spotted the bracelet she was wearing and thought in despair, "I'm too late. I'll never get to meet you." She rushed back to the piano room, determined to use that tune to sum up her regrets. Knowing her time was short, she dashed to the guest table to pour out her heart. As she wrote the last word, as was struck, and she passed. Subscribe now.